Okay, hey everybody, it's Sandra back again, and this evening we're just really honored to have Dr. Greg Fitzgerald is here, and I've been following him now since last summer when he was a guest speaker here at the NHA conference, and he is one of the most motivational speakers that they have at this conference, and everybody always rates him one of the highest. That we just enjoy his talking. So I've asked him if he would just say a few words to us as the Eat to Live support group, and just share some of his wisdom with us. By the way, Dr. Fitzgerald runs a fasting clinic in Sydney, Australia. And he has been a member of the National Health Association since what year?
1985.
85. So he is very much
years.
aligned with Dr. Furman and with those of us that we follow. And also, I just want to say, and Dr. Furman, don't get mad at me, but they played tennis yesterday. I'm going to have to say it. They played tennis yesterday morning. It's their third year in a row, and this is the year that Dr. Fitzgerald beat Dr. Furman. Just by a little bit, but he beat Dr. Furman. So he was very humble about it, but I just wanted to, just to mention that. Okay, all right, now I'll shut up.
All right, well, firstly, the tennis match yesterday was very close. It was down to the wire. It could have gone either way. He's a very fit man, let me tell you, he's Dr. Furman.
Well, I think that the two of you would have beat the pants off of quite a few younger people, because y'all are in such good shape.
Yes, we would make a reasonably good doubles team, but he's a very fit man, and you guys are very fortunate to have Dr. Joel Furman in America. We have no one like that in Australia that's just forging a great path. I first met Joel about 34 years back, or in the mid to late 1980s, when he wasn't even a medical doctor, I don't think. He was studying, and I was over with Alec Burton. He may not even remember this. My wife and I remember it. And I knew that he was destined for great things then, because I could just see him. He was passionate and he was knowledgeable, and he was an ongoing learner. He was a truth seeker. And now we have, fast forwarded, the last 3 years we've been to Cleveland, my wife and I, and we've got this sort of annual tennis match with Joel and myself. But apart from that, I was at his lecture last night, and I said to him it was one of the best lectures I've heard him give. I thought it was fantastic.
It was.
It was great, absolutely fantastic. He was right on song. And you were so fortunate that he has written books which are a benchmark in the whole food, plant-based world. The first book came out in 1995, Fasting and Eating for Health. I think that's a great read. I've got that at home, I treasure it. And then, of course, Eat to Live, well, that's an iconic classic. And I got hundreds of copies of that book imported from America to sell at my seminars.
Yep.
And so we've sold hundreds and hundreds of them over the years, and it's one of the greatest books ever written. In fact, I think there's the three best books I've ever read on health would be, the first book I would rate would be Natural Hygiene, Man's Pristine Way of Life by Dr. Herbert Shelton. That book is about 300 or 400 pages, and every single page is a standalone page of wisdom. Then I rate Eat to Live, which is a nutrition book, but it's just so well written, and it's just got the crux of the matter in it. And then I rate The Pleasure Trap by Dr. Goldhammer. That was absolutely fantastic.
I'm sorry. Are you doing the buffet this evening?
I will be over there with my friends in a few minutes, yes.
Yeah, I will too. Yeah. Can we go on? Yeah.
Yes.
And I rate those three books as three of the most impactful books that I've ever read. I think, and guess what? Two of them are in the NHA. Joel and Alan.
Yes.
How lucky are you guys?
That's
we
right.
come a long way every year to this conference because it's a unique conference. You don't get the assemblage of people like Drs. Furman and Goldhammer and Esser and Sabatino and Popper. You don't get them together with the underpinning of natural hygiene anywhere else. We've got to come here to get it, which is fantastic. And you've also got this lady here, Sandra. How good is she? Unbelievable energy, and what you've done to transform your own health.
Well, I thank Dr. Furman.
Well, but you've done it. You can't give him the credit. You can give him the credit as being a director. I always say to my patients, I didn't do it. He gave you the tools and the direction.
Knowledge, yes.
He was a catalyst, but you had to put the hard yakka in, the work in, and that's what you've done. And so congratulations to you and to your group, because it's not easy to be healthy today.
No,
it's
you're
difficult.
you're so right. Yeah.
It's work. It's work to be healthy. And it takes work every single day. You've got to learn to say no to yourself. You know, it's so easy to say yes and give in and have the sweets all the time and be lazy, or to push yourself when you know you shouldn't. It's very easy to fall into that habit and end up like everybody else, falling apart. So it takes courage, it takes wisdom, it takes a bit of hard yakka to do it. So it's not easy, but it's worth it.
And I think that it does get easier as we go ahead and become 100% compliant. My discovery has been that I forget now. Like I used to have cheese grits, you know, with butter, and now I don't even remember what it tastes like. And so it's gotten easier to be 100% compliant. You know,
Well, that's
so
true,
I appreciate
Sandra.
that.
Because what you're doing when you change your diet over a period of days, weeks and months, you're actually re-establishing neuronal pathways in your brain, the pathways where the nerves conduct. So it's like when you start off, the pathways of the old you are still fairly entrenched, like a railway carriage. It still goes the same way. You still gravitate back to those old habits. But as you keep doing it, the new pathways start, and it becomes much easier, as you say. So you're right, spot on.
Yeah.
You've got to re-establish these neuronal pathways in the brain. That takes time. You've got to be patient with that.
Dr. Fitzgerald has a newsletter that he puts out that is extremely helpful and informative. Would you like to tell everybody how they can subscribe to your
Certainly.
newsletter?
If you go on to www.healthforlife.com.au, that's my website, you can subscribe to my free newsletter, which I get out about once every 2 weeks. And I've also got an ebook coming out in 2 weeks.
Okay,
And
and
so
that will
that'll
be
be
in the website.
That's and it's called Rethinking Health. And
Okay.
it's got a lot of good stuff on it, which I haven't had time to share at this conference.
healthforlife.com.au.
Or you can email me on greg@healthforlife.com.au, and I can then put you on the database and correspond.
Yeah.
And everyone that responds to me personally, I'll send them a personalised email. Everyone.
Okay, awesome. All right, well, thank you so much. This just means the world to me.
All
I
the
really
best.
appreciate it. I just appreciate you so much.
Thank you,
Very
Sandra,
much.
and we appreciate you.
Well, there will
for
be a
the work
lot
you're
more
doing.
people in our group that are coming next year, and they've been following our progress and through the trip through this weekend, and so they're planning on signing up for next year. I'm just grateful that we're going to have a larger venue.
Beautiful.
for
So
next
am I.
year. So-
And that gentleman there is
That's
the man.
him right there, Mark
And
Huberman. Yep.
Keep the good work up. You're following two great leaders in Joel and Sandra. Keep the good work. Hope to see you next year.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Fitzgerald.
Thanks, Sandra.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, everybody, good night.